I'm an opportunist. Any opportunity I had to cook food for people, I was taking it. And I wouldn't charge people anything because I'm like, one, this is more than just me cooking for you. Like I'm feeding you and I'm putting love into this. This is not the McDonald's drive-through. Like like everything about this whatever it was I was cooking for somebody, I cared about. That leaves an impression on people. And people talk about it. And so I've always wanted to be the person or the entrepreneur that grows his business organically through people. People ask me all the time, like, why don't you pass out business cards? I'm like, I have grown to where I don't need to pass out business cards. I was like, think about it like this.
Welcome to another edition of the CYR Podcast. Today we got my boy Tay.
What up, man?
Chef West in the building. Not Just Omaha Eats.
Everything, man.
Man.
Hey, well, speaking of, actually, I brought you a gift. Speaking of Not Just Omaha Eats. So back when I was doing my ride-alongs with people, I was giving everybody random gifts, and I would try to get a gift that kind of pertains to like things that they enjoyed. And I was like, I know you get down with the DBZ.
I appreciate that, bro.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, Cell Saga. Oh, we got all the kid forms too. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I figured it was like, I think this is something he likes. It's 2 years old, but man, I finally got it to you. I left this part. I was like, I can't. Every time I'm going to hang out with Peyton, I forget this. So yeah, there you go, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. What size shirt you wear?
Large.
Not a medium?
Are you trying to call me little right now?
No. What would happen if you had a medium? What would happen? What would happen?
My chesticles would be percolating, bro. Yeah, no, I'm like 210, man. I can't fit a medium.
Yeah, no, medium. That's gonna cut off your circulation, bro.
Yeah, no, that thing would look like a thong on me. You said, what would you look like in a medium? Why? What you got? What you trying to do?
I got a hoodie, bro. I got a hoodie.
Yeah, no, I definitely couldn't wear a medium hoodie.
No, we ain't gonna do you like that.
Man.
We gonna hook you up though. We gonna hook you up. But no, bro, appreciate you coming on the show today, man.
Thank you for having me.
Real quick, just in case the people don't know who you are, what you do, all that. Because I know, but just in case they don't, go ahead, let us know real quick who you are, what you do.
Okay. Well, I'm Tay Westberry. Hello, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I run a food vlog supporting local restaurants. I create content around restaurant owners and things that they have going on, events and such, new menu rollouts. I'm a chef. I'm a DJ. I'm an entertainer. Not a personal trainer, but a trainer of such. So like, I'm very fluent in the things that I do. So I'm able to teach people about, being in the kitchen. I'm a consultant. I consult people for the restaurants, whether you run a brand new restaurant or if you're in the restaurant industry and you're looking to, grow or, optimize your processes in the kitchen. So yeah, I'm a father and a husband.
Father. There we go.
Yeah.
Most importantly.
Yeah.
Importantly.
Yep. And a man of God. So.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Bro, you have an extensive background in history and all these things that you just mentioned, bro. DJing, being a chef, being a curator of entertainment, all of that, from DJing weddings and DJing events to DJing the College World Series to being on the radio station, the biggest radio station in Omaha. You know what I'm saying? And having like one of the prime time hours to spend on the ones and twos, bro. Yeah. And then to be able to cook on some of the largest scales and levels, bro. Like you ain't mentioned, but you were on MasterChef, bro.
I was on MasterChef,
bro. You had Gordon Ramsay spitting in your face, talking about get your flambe right, however he be talking. You know what I'm saying? You had Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, bro. Like you've been doing this and you really have a resume for it. Along the lines of being a chef, curating experience around food, though, what would you say are like two of the most important things that you have to take into consideration when creating the mood, creating the environment, and really delivering like a quality plate?
Yeah, it's all for me. It's all in prep work. How I think about it. So my cousin, my bro Slim. He hit me with this analogy. He was like, you know why Batman is the best superhero? And I was like, Batman's not even a superhero, bro. What do you mean?
He a criminal.
But he's like, prep time. He's like, if Batman has time to prep, he can defeat anybody. And I was like, oh, dang, you right. And so prep time for me, the time that you spend thinking about like your menu, thinking about the days before I get to my event, what can I prep so when I get on stage, I am flawless. I know I have everything. I've tasted all my sauces that I've made. I know how I'm going to work through. Like I made last night I made rice and beans, 2 different kinds of enchiladas in about 45 minutes. Normally a dinner like that would take somebody probably about 2 hours to fully get it done all the way through. But because I'm like, all right, I set my prep time and I have my layout, my outline of how I'm gonna get this done. I'm just able to move through each process just flawlessly, man. So prep time, and then having knowledge of your ingredients and where they come from, and if you don't have something, what you can sub it out with. So it's not like, oh, I don't have this, my dish is scrapped, I'm done.
That makes sense. Yeah. I almost imagine that it's almost the same thing when it comes to being a DJ as well too. Prep time is so important, knowing what your sets are, knowing like really having an understanding of who you're about to present for and getting your list together, getting everything together. Would you say it's probably about the same too?
Oh, bro, it's absolutely, man. I mean, I meet with my clients about a week before their wedding or event and, talk to them about the things they like. I ask them, like one of the main things being, and people always like, why you ask this question? I ask them, what year did you graduate high school? And they're like, I get the same look every time. 2010. I'm like, well, I'm asking you that because, in high school, you really came into yourself and you found the things that you like and the things that you didn't like, the people you were hanging around. And so now, I have probably about an 8-year span of music that was in that time. And so I can go through and be like, well, I'm DJing your wedding. Oh, they graduated in 2009 and like they loved hip hop. If I play some Lil Wayne for you guys, you probably gonna go nuts.
Yeah, they own it.
And I'm not even gonna hit you with like the mainstream Lil Wayne. I'm gonna hit you with like, the Drought 3.
Mixtape Wayne.
Yeah, because you're gonna love that. That's gonna take and I think that's what people miss out on as DJs, like that opportunity to be able to, because you can play the bangers from that time, but when you dig, they call it digging into your crates. How deep are your crates? When you dig into those crates, man, and then you like really, really, you hit them with something, bro. I brought out, and this isn't even like deep into the crates, but the wedding I was doing last weekend, I played Bossy by Khalees for these girls. Dang. Cause man, you would have thought this was the first time they heard this song, man. They went nuts. Cause I'm a boss. I was like, but like that's what you do. You hit them with that little that sprinkle of salt. Like, here, let me throw a little salt on here and then, really bring this up a little bit and bring the flavor out in whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. I feel that. Bro, how did you first start to realize like music and food were some of your biggest passions?
I've known it since I was a kid. When my mom was like the main person cooking in our household, and she cooked to feed us. Whereas when my dad would cook, he would cook for like the bigger events and stuff. So like Thanksgiving, birthdays, he would cook cook with finesse and flavor. And so I was always intrigued, like, why does his food always taste better? My dad was a DJ when he was younger, in his younger days. I never actually saw him DJ, but I was 12 years old and my sister had a father-daughter dance for Daisy Scouts or Girl Scouts or whatever it is. And they needed a DJ. The DJ had backed out on them last second. Do you want me bouncing back and forth between you and Kim?
Bro, it don't matter. It don't matter. You can talk to me. You can talk to them.
Well, I didn't know how you want me to.
They're there. We acknowledge you. Acknowledge you. I appreciate you.
And so they'd asked my dad, because, if he would DJ, because they knew he used to DJ. He had big speakers in the house. Like when we were growing up, like if it was thundering outside, my dad would turn on music so that we wouldn't be tripping about the storm. Like it was loud, bro.
Facts.
And you couldn't hear the phone ring or anything. So, so I always grew up around music and good food, and it sparked my interest. And like that night of the dance, my dad had went and bought a little ion mixer from Sam Goody. You remember Sam Goody?
I remember Sam Goody.
Yeah. And he had been playing around with it in the house, and I was just watching him, like figuring it out. And the day of the dance came, I was in 6th grade. I remember coming home, and he was like, "You ready for tonight?" And I was like, "What's tonight?" And he was like, "Well, I've got a date, so you're gonna DJ." And so, I went out there with a DVD player, an ion mixer, and a 5-disc CD player, dog. And I burned some CDs and then had the songs or whatever printed out some paper with the songs on the sheet, and then had a little microphone, and I went out there and DJ'd that event, man. And ever since then, I was like, oh, this is fun. Like, I can get on the microphone and talk trash to y'all and have a good time. And like, yeah, so, and what came from that was like, I was DJing where I should have been DJing like the younger kid parties. I was DJing like 40th high school reunions and stuff like that. So
at this age?
At this age, yeah. I got immersed in like older music and like found out how to DJ for an older crowd, which just made my palette very broad. And it gave me the opportunity to be able to, like when I did step in the nightclubs, to be able to not just play the bangers of today, but know how to play the bangers of yesterday and still bring them back to life today. Like, yeah, so for sure.
So you got thrown into entrepreneurship at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
Did you always know, like, for yourself, like, I know I don't really want to work for anybody for forever. Like, I eventually want to be able to have my own thing sustainably. Is that something that you always knew?
Subconsciously. I remember I was actually thinking about this before I was heading over here. I was like, man, like, I remember being in college, bro, and thinking to myself, this is such a joke. And it was partly because of some of the kids that I was in college with. Like, the teachers couldn't even teach us because they were so busy, like, controlling the kids and like punishing the kids. We would get through a whole lecture and the lecture would be them in it with this kid. And so I was like, this is worthless. This is pointless. And one day I remember I was in class, I left, and I was like, I'm not going back. I went to my friend's house because I was like, my mom can't know that I'm not in class right now. But yeah, I went there and I don't think I even ever told her that. I was like, I'm not going back. I'm like, this is not for me. And I just hit the ground running with DJing, man. And let me see. I would have been working at Papa Murphy's. I was hustling. I was working at Papa Murphy's. I was working at Edible Arrangements. I was DJing. I was working at FedEx overnights, bro. Like I was like, I'm gonna go and get it because I needed some good equipment. So I was like, I'm gonna go get it, man.
Yeah, that's the piece that nobody really talks about when it comes to first starting your entrepreneurship. It's like, even if, I think we see it with like a lot of starving artists, whether it's musical artists, painting artists, any type of thing where your finances depend on the services that you offer. The beginning is truly a hustle, bro. And sometimes people don't want to hustle. They just want it.
They just want it.
And it's like, you end up looking like a bum. Like, bro, you can't just rap and not have a job on the back end. Like, cause otherwise, how you paying for this? Rap ain't gonna pay for nothing at first. Your gigs probably weren't always there when it came to DJing.
Bro, I'm pretty sure I used to pay people to DJ. Like they would, you want a spot like opening for this artist? Yeah, here's your fee. And I'm like, I would pay it. I'm like, cool, because I knew I understood what the opportunity could bring. Cause I'm like, I've been here and watched some of the DJs that you have, and I'm gonna go out here and shut this thing down.
Facts.
And then you're gonna be like, we only want this DJ. And then when that comes, I'm gonna be like, where's my money at? Cause I know, like, bro, I remember back in the day, and I hate saying that because I feel old, bro.
We is old.
Yeah.
If your knees ain't popping when you're getting up, then you young. But I know your knees pop, bro. When you wake up in the morning.
Man, I wrote. Remember, I told you about we ain't gonna get into that. We gonna get all off topic. But man, bro, when I was in my like party crew days, nobody was really on the mic. And that was my era. You know, like before me, you had like Mr. Soul, you had Hot Boy, you had E-Dub, all DJs that were also MCs, and they would get out there and just turn the crowd up. And that was my gift. I could get on the microphone and control a party and bring another element to a party, being on the mic, bro, and just like getting back from behind the tables and going out there and rocking with them. I used to do this thing. I get out there, I'm like, you remember, we gonna party and bullshit.
Yeah.
I would do that, bro. Simple things like that, and people would go nuts. And I just have like this, and then I run back behind the turntables and throw that in there, and then they would go nuts, bro. Little things like at Guacamole. Did you ever go there back in the day?
Yeah, I went to Guacamole.
Yeah, 18 plus parties, bro. Like wild. I can show you some pictures of like me doing that with everybody like Yeah, I feel old now, bro. Yeah, man.
No, I feel it, bro.
Yeah.
So a matter of knowing to the point that you were making, just knowing that certain exposure, like paying to have certain exposure, it would be worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
Like just that hustle, that's a hustle. You know what I'm saying? That right there is a hustle. And the same thing probably transpired when it came to food as well. Because you probably didn't always have gigs booked for food. I know you used to throw down for the family, bro.
Yeah.
Throw down for the family.
Don't invite me over and think we ain't eating. Y'all better get hungry.
How were you able to build up just a resume for yourself when it came to food and just the exposure?
Bro, so I'm an opportunist. Any opportunity I had to cook food for people, I was taking it. We used to like when Devin and I, DJ Devin Dupree and I lived together, we would have after parties after the club. And I tell people, like, don't worry about going to get food. I get back, it's 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm lighting up the grills. Like I had a fryer out there. Like I was making people whole meals. And if I didn't have food inside, outside, we would be inside. I'd be making omelets and breakfast sandwiches. And so I always look for and I wasn't posting it like on social or anything like that. Cause I was like, for me, it was more of a personal experience.
Yeah.
And so, I was just always looking for an opportunity to cook for people. And I wouldn't charge people anything. Cause I'm like, one, this is more than just me cooking for you. Like I'm feeding you, like, and I'm putting love into this. This is not the McDonald's drive-through. Like like everything about this whatever it was, I was cooking for somebody I cared about.
Yeah.
And I know that leaves an impression on people, and people talk about it. And so I've always wanted to be the person or the entrepreneur that grows his business organically through people. People ask me all the time, like, why don't you pass out business cards? And I'm like, I have grown to where I don't need to pass out business cards. I was like, think about it like this. Does Drake go out and pass business cards out to people? Hey, you should book me at your venue. Or do people hit him up like, hey, I want you to come here?
Well, probably not as much anymore, but
maybe not as much anymore. That might be a bad example. But yeah.
I get your point. That's
what I'm saying. So I'm like, I don't pass out business cards because I have grown myself so organically that people like, hey, I know I just want you. This young woman just yesterday reached out to me. She was like, hey, are you available this day? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, could you send me over your contract and booking sheet? Didn't ask you for the price or anything. She's like, I know what you do, and what you do, I know how you care about what you do. So I'll pay for it. Don't even worry about it. And I honestly, I prefer it that way because sometimes it's hard for me to be like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna charge you $2,000 to DJ your wedding.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know I'm worth $2,000, but
bro, you worth $4,000.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Yeah. But sometimes I'm like, man, my heart wants to just give this to you. I would love to be able, like, if we lived in the world where like everything was based off of trade, that would be like perfect for me. I remember I was up in upstate New York, and they had a convenience store, and they had everything in eggs, chicken, like whatever. It was a full convenience store that you can go and get groceries.
Yeah.
And there was nobody working there, like nobody at all. I'm like, what? You can just walk in here, grab stuff, and leave. But it was a community-based store. So like you walked in there, the eggs were $3, you left $3 in the box. Or if you didn't have $3, $2.50 or whatever. It was a trade-based like trust interaction. And I'm like, this is how I would have loved today's day and age to be. Like, obviously, the dollar is what it is. And like, people, that's what people live by.
Yeah.
But no, for me, I'm like, if you want me to be there, I would just love to be there,
Yeah, bro.
That's what means the most to me.
I feel that, but we had a talk off camera. A couple weeks back. Yeah, dog, you worth $4,000. You worth about $5,000, man.
I appreciate it.
You worth about $5,000, bro. And,
thank you, man.
I think you could easily charge that. I think even charging $2,000 is saying like, I want y'all to be able to have access to great entertainment services. And real quick, y'all, if it's weird that we're hopping back and forth between DJing and food, I need y'all to know something. Like, this dude over here is that guy in both of them. He's literally that guy in both of them. He's built successful businesses with DJing and with curating and cooking food. And so we got to acknowledge both of them. If you're somebody out there who's wondering, like, what do I need to do to get into DJing? Like, listen to what he's talking about right now. If you're somebody out there who is out there selling plates out their back door, like, listen to what he's talking about, because he sold plates out his back door. Now he's chefing it up at, I don't know if we're gonna mention restaurants, but you can mention everywhere, if you want to.
Everywhere. I've
private cook. He's private chef. Like, he's doing.
When I try to tell people, it's hard to teach people that already have something going.
Yeah.
And it's obvious. It's an ego thing. Like, and I've been subject to it. I'm like, check your ego, bro, because your ego stops you from growing. And so I'll try to, like, just give people like little tidbits. Like, I'm trying to hand this to you. Like, you just take it a little bit, because I'm like, I want to see you grow and see you win. Yeah. Anybody. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, my heart is to see everybody win. And if I can help, if there's something that, like, even like with my podcast or my food vlog, bro. I didn't just do it for with me driving in the car, or like, I wanted to bring other people along, because I'm like, if you have a business or if you do something entrepreneurial or whatever, I want people to see you. I want people to see you on my platform, because here's an opportunity for you to be seen by, 12,000 to 20,000 people. And no, bro, like, I'm all about trying to build other people up through my successes.
Facts. Yeah, real quick. I almost forgot. As a licensed therapist, I'm big on mental health, and I'm big on making sure that you're taking care of you. And I also want to get rid of this stigma that we got towards mental health. Like, there's nothing wrong with talking to a therapist. So if you're somebody that's out there that really wants to start getting their mind right, who wants to really start understanding their emotions and being able to process things that you probably repressed, that you probably ain't talked about, that you might have been even ashamed about talking about. Or check this out. You might not be ashamed about it, and you just ain't found a person for you to talk to. You want to find somebody that's relatable, that can understand you, got a little swag, you know what I'm saying? A little swag. And they not too far removed. Make sure that you tap in with Bear Company Counseling. All you got to do is hop down in the description, click the link, put in your info, and the front desk rep will reach out to you and get you plugged in with a therapist that, I promise you, as long as you're ready, will help you to get whatever you need right up here, so that you can succeed in every other avenue and aspect of your life. Tap in with a therapist today at Bear Company Counseling. Now you can get back to the video for real. I promise I won't hop back in again. Bro, you also used to teach DJs too.
Yeah.
Right? You were out there teaching DJ, raising up a whole new generation of DJs. Yeah. What is the hardest thing? Let's not say it like that. What is one of the most difficult things that you've run into when trying to, impression the skills and the knowledge that you have onto the next generation?
Man, everybody wants to, I'm not gonna say everybody, a lot of people want to do something and want the end of it. They want the glitz and glamour of the process and don't want to go through the process. I'm training a young DJ right now. He's 15 and he's got it. Like, he's gonna be good, but I'll teach him something and and that's all I'll teach him. And then I'll walk away, because I like to see what people do when, the instructor or the person that is teaching them is not around. Mm-hmm. One, because I'm like, are they only going to do what I taught them, or are they going to try to grasp more? And I don't think it's wrong either way if they do try to grasp more. But if you didn't just grasp, this is where the thin line is. If you didn't just grasp what I taught you and you're trying to go get more, then we have something to work on. But if you grasp what I taught you and now you're trying to do more, I'm like, oh, cool. Like, you are a natural at this. And with him, he didn't grasp it yet. So when I came back, I was like, all right, man, like show me what you got. Because it was something very simple, and it's something that if you do practice it a couple times, you'll be able to get and understand. And he couldn't do it. And I'm like, you're trying to walk or trying to run before you can walk. Like this, you can be a great DJ, but if you don't understand the fundamentals, you'll never be an entertainer. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'm an entertainer. I'm gonna go out here and put on a show for you. I remember, and that came from, I was riding on an airplane with this guy. I had just got done in Hawaii, actually DJing. And he was, we were talking or whatever. He was like, so yeah, he was like, you're a DJ? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, I'm a DJ. And I was like, oh, dope. Like, what do you play on? He's like, honestly, I just play on my phone. I was like, it sat with me. I was just like, oh, like, that's dope, bro. Like, it's like, what kind of, gigs do you, whatever. But in the back of my mind, I was like, this man just said he was a DJ. And I say I'm a DJ. And to somebody else out there, they can't differentiate the two because you don't know who I am and you don't know who he is. And I'm like, I can't keep calling myself a DJ. I'm not a DJ. I'm an entertainer. Like I have fully embraced the entertainment of being a DJ. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, no, man, that would be the hardest thing, trying to teach people just the simple things that you need to learn in the beginning. And once you learn that, Will Smith, brick by brick, one brick at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you set that thing down and you are solid in it and do the same thing, you become something unstoppable, man. And nobody can ever say anything about your process.
Man, so many people want to have a skyscraper, but never lay a foundation.
Never, bro.
Bro, imagine trying to build a building from the top down.
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't.
Nope.
As soon as you put a beam up there, that shit is falling straight to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then even on that, bro, like I think about, have you seen the Chinese models of like, what are those cars called? Like the Range Rovers, like the little models that they have. Mm-mm. So I guess they make these littler models.
Like,
so
like actual cars.
They're actual cars. They look just like the real thing. It's like buying something off of like Temu. Like it looks great on there, and then you get it, and it's like this. It looks like it, but and that's what a lot of DJs and like other people, like when you get your success very quickly, that's what it looks like. Mm. And those don't last very long. Mm-hmm. Whereas when you go through the process and then you get to the actual Range Rover and you're like, damn, like this is what it is. And then you drive past somebody that has the little model and you just say, hey, well, okay, bro, that's what you want. This is what you can have, but that's what you want. That's good. Yeah. That's cool with you. Fine. I'm happy for you.
Bro, walk us through the process. What does the process of brick by brick look like for you?
Before I do anything, I study it. I study it, like even like editing videos, bro. I can say I'm a video editor now, but like somebody that really, really does this, has the 6K camera and everything else. They wouldn't call me a video editor, but same thing like what I was just saying with DJing. Like, yeah, I'm saying I'm a video editor and you're saying you're a video editor. Who is somebody else to tell us the difference between the two?
Yeah.
I'm putting out content that looks as good as what you do. And so, man, I think let me not rephrase. I think I know when you go in and you research something before you put your brick down so that this brick is different than the last brick. So I know I can't use the same spackle on this brick because if I do, it's not going to sit. When I lay this brick down, the brick is going to be too heavy and it's going to push the spackle all the way out. So I do my research so that I know what I'm doing and then I'm solid in my decision. So I'm not going back after it's hardened and trying to scrape it back off and be like, well, that didn't work. No, I know this is going to work because I've done what I can to line myself up for my direct shot. So when I fire this bullet, I know it's going to hit.
That makes sense. I want to pivot a little bit.
What you got for time too, by the way?
Time, we 10, 11. 10,
we good.
We good?
Yeah,
you sure?
Yeah. I need to leave by like 10:25.
We're going to have you out of here. Real quick, I want you to take me back to a time when you failed in your industries. How did that failure shape the way that you do business today?
Let's see here. I failed multiple times, bro. As a DJ, okay. So this was in my younger days as a young wedding DJ. I was doing this wedding for this young woman, and I have a planning sheet. My planning sheet has everything that I need for the day. And so including like the entrance for the wedding party. So all the wedding party names and then the bride and groom's name. And I got them to the hall, and the bride was like, hey, we're going to last second change the order of the wedding party. And I was like, okay, that's cool. In the back of my mind, I'm like freaking out, because this is not what I've gone over and not what I've planned for. And so she hands me the pamphlet from the ceremony that has all the wedding party on. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So I'm introducing the wedding party, bro. And like, I always think of like the introduction for me is like, it sets the pace for the whole evening. Like, not just for me, but for everybody else. Like, I get goosebumps, I get nervous, like, before I do this. And so I get through the whole wedding party, and then I'm like, this is now when you bring in the bride and groom. Everybody stand up, make some noise for the first time. Y'all welcome Mr. and Mrs. And their name isn't on there. I'm looking through my paper. You know, like when you're in a rush and like you're in you're in it. It's hard. Something can be right there in front of you, what you're looking for, but because your brain is so discombobulated from what you're normally used to doing, and now you're on stage in front of all these people, and everybody's now looking at you like, why aren't you saying the bride and groom's name? And somebody whispers up to the wedding party to me, it's whatever. This is after like 45 seconds of me sitting there trying to like keep the anticipation up, bro. And so I'm like, damn. Okay. The same wedding, bro. Cause like, and I hate to say like when one thing goes bad, it's just a snowball.
Yeah.
During speeches, the microphone dies. The batteries die in the microphone, bro. I get them out to the dance floor for their first dance, and I play the wrong freaking song.
Oh, dang.
Bro, like, oh my God. I thought I was never going to DJ a wedding again. I was like, but in that, I was like, okay, Tay, we are never letting this happen again. I go as far as to make sure I have memorized their name. So I'm not just calling them. Like when I've gone so far to make it so personal. Like, I am not just your DJ. Look at me as like your friend. I'm calling you by your first name. You know, hey Paige, or hey Justin. Like, I'm talking to you guys as if I've known you from that event. But that makes it like, I have brides and grooms that talk to me from weddings that I've done years ago, and they talk to me like I'm their friend, and I am. Like y'all can call me just to say what's up, and like weddings from people from all over, bro. And but in the culinary industry, I don't want to say like I'm that cold, like nothing's ever happened, but I've never. I'll say this. When I was on MasterChef, my elimination, I was eliminated on a technicality. The challenge was to cook a meal with 5 California styled ingredients, and I forgot one of the ingredients. But before that, the night before, I was hanging out with like the rest of the cast. We were drinking and everything, and you know, you can call it a little voice in your mind, but I call it God. Was like, you shouldn't be down here drinking with them. Like, you got a big day tomorrow. You should be up in your room studying. And I remember getting eliminated, and I'm like, damn, because I was out here drinking, and I'll call it drinking, bro. Like, I'm not gonna say it could have been anything else. Like, people say, oh, it was just the chance, like you just happened to forget. I'm like, yeah, but like when you're drinking, like your mind doesn't function at its full capacity. And the next day, your mind really doesn't function at the full capacity. And so from then on, like, I'm like, if I have like a heavy week of like food, and I don't drink really when I cook anymore at all. Like, if we're doing like backyard stuff, cool. Like, I have some beers and everything, like, or some tequila shots, you know what I'm saying? But like, if I'm on stage, putting on for people, I'm not drinking. Yeah. I am not drinking, bro. Like even like the night or 2 nights before, I don't drink at all because I'm like, I remember what that moment could have been, and I'm like, damn, Tay, what would have happened? So yeah, bro, that was, yeah.
I feel that. I do feel that. Another question, bro, because I want to make sure you get out of here on time.
You good?
In what ways has entrepreneurship challenged your mental health, and how have you responded to those challenges?
Man, it is when it's all on you and you have nothing to fall back on. Like you can't call somebody and be like, hey, could you take care of this? It's a test of like who you are as a person. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a test of
integrity.
We'll just go with integrity. It's a test of integrity. And are you going to show up for these people? Character. Yeah. It's a test of your character. And so you're sick and you got to go DJ a wedding. And your nose is running and you're not really talking because you're scared to lose your voice, but you go out and sacrifice yourself for these people and make sure that they have the best day that they can have. When in my early years of doing catering events, it was to the point where I had to have my wife leave the house because I'm like, you can't keep talking to me. And because you're throwing me off from what I need to accomplish. And that would cause fights, resentment. Like, bro, it definitely wears on you. I can't even put into words like what it's like being the only one. It's just you. It's just you, you know? And like these people that have booked you for the wedding or for the catering event are looking at you as a professional, to do a professional job, to show up on time, to make sure the food is cooked to temp, to make sure the right song is played. And then you get done. And if you drop the ball, depression. Like if I wouldn't have done X, Y, and Z, like, you know, hindsight always 20/20, then I could have X, Y, and Z. Like I did some bowls a couple weeks ago, and it was something very simple. But I always try to put like a little extra finesse on each thing that I do, and I wasn't able to because I was being comfortable. And then the thought after that, it's like, damn, these guys are normally used to getting my little bit of finesse, and because I didn't give them that, are they gonna not want to book me anymore? Am I not next week? Are they not gonna hit me up? Am I not gonna be able to get this check now? Did I drop the ball so bad that now they're gonna go and tell other people that, oh, well, he normally does this, but this is what he did this time, so like we're not gonna work with them anymore. And now I'm like, damn, I don't have the option to be like, oh well, I'm just gonna go and clock back into work. It's just no, they just don't call you, and then you just don't have that client anymore.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, does that answer your question?
100%. What are some healthy habits that you develop to kind of support your mental health through situations and times like that?
Saying no, man. Because, and you know me, bro. I'm like, no is not in my vocabulary.
Yes. I'm there. Yes.
I will get it done. I don't care what I got to sacrifice, the time that I got to spend away from my family. I don't care, bro. And I still do it to this day. Last 2 weeks ago, I had 2 weddings back to back. I had an event on Thursday night. I had a catering order on the Saturday before the wedding that was in the other side of Lincoln for 100 chicken wings, rice and beans, macaroni and cheese, and one more thing, I can't remember what it was, that I had to do that morning before normally, bro, in my past years, I would hardly get out of bed before I had to do a wedding. I'm like, I want all of my energy to go to this wedding.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the Sunday, I had a brunch for 150 people that I had to do. And then the Monday, I had 36 bowls. And then the Tuesday, I had 62 cheesesteaks that I had prepared on site.
Sheesh.
So from Thursday to Tuesday, running. But like I said in the beginning, bro, prep time.
Mm-hmm.
If you got prep time, and that was the thing. I had prep time. I knew the weekend I had coming up. And I was like, if I set myself up, I'm gonna be able to knock. It was like dominoes.
Yeah.
I was tired, but I knew when I got done with all of it and Wednesday hit, I was like, I should have said no to some of this stuff. Was it a great paycheck? Yes. Yes. I made like $8,000 in 4 days.
Oh dang. Yeah.
And it's great feeling like, oh, you did that, bro. Like, you that. But I was like, but what did I miss out on?
Yeah.
And so knowing that, I'm like, okay, it's cool to have done that for one weekend, but is it sustainable in a healthy manner? No. So my biggest thing is just being able to say no, like saying no to the wedding so that you can have a weekend off in summer and take a summer vacation with your family. Because for years, bro, I missed out on every single holiday. When they would land on the weekend, we were having barbecues and family was getting together. I missed out on it because I was doing the weddings. And I was sad. Like in the time, like I would be sad for a moment, but like even now today, I'm like, God, I'm sad because I missed out on so much. I wish I would have just been like, let me block off a couple weekends so that I can go and be with my family instead of DJing, because Labor Day's, on Sunday and we don't have work on Monday. And so I'm going to DJ Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then be butt tired on Monday and not want to do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just saying no for me, bro. Like, and make sure I take that time to myself.
Saying no is so important. It's so important in a space as an entrepreneur where saying yes can bring you more opportunity. It's like, at what cost? Mm-hmm. Like you said, at what cost do I say yes to this? Money, okay, yeah, the money's cool, but then on the back end of that, right? Like all the different experiences and all the different moments, especially being fathers, being husbands, you know what I'm saying? Being active with the people that we care about. It's like, what do I miss? And so I think that's a good point that you made. Being able to say no and being able to set up boundaries. And that's also another reason I believe, man, if your price $4,000, bro, you could say no to a lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could say,
you go.
Hey, I ain't gonna,
it's messed up because like this man has known me for years and gave me the best advice ever.
He said the last minute.
When I'm sitting there trying to tell you I'm moving away from this, and then he's like, well, if you stay in, this is what I would do. I'm like, oh yeah, 10 years late. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Like this is literally, I'm like, this is exactly what I would have needed 10 years ago. And he gonna just nonchalant, like, yeah, why don't you try this, bro? I'm like, oh, that's funny. That's funny.
It's all right. It's
great advice, bro. I'm sitting there like, I sat there and took that home with me, and I'm like, damn, man, I could do that. I'm like, no, Tay, you made this decision. Keep on going in the direction you're going, man.
Facts. And I mean, that decision can transfer in whatever field that you're in, bro, because you're qualified. You're qualified. You have the stats. You have the background, bro. Like, you are in high demand, which leads me to my next question, bro. I want to get in your pockets a little bit. You mentioned making $8,000 in 4 days, but I want to know something. We want to know something, bro.
Hey, what's up? What? What do you want to know,
bro? What's your earning potential look like? Give us a range. Give us a range of
just DJing.
Let's do, all right, we're going to do it like this. We're going to do just DJing.
Okay.
Then we're going to do just catering. And then we're going to do both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them. On phone with them. No, just DJing and only doing weddings. I gross easily over $100K a year.
Facts. So it's a six figure business.
Yeah, for sure. You tack on food, I'd say that's probably, if I'm really doing it, I'd probably say about another $100K.
Facts.
Yeah.
Another six figure business. And that's, so with food. So of course with wedding big days are going to be Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Friday.
Yeah.
Sometimes Friday. With catering and with food, like how does that scheduling work?
All week.
All week. So.
All week, bro. I mean, if you really getting after it, man, you can make $1,000 easy a day.
Oh dang.
Easy, man. And let's say you run a cafe during the day and you just have residual people coming in, and then in the evening, you do private chefing or you do meal prep, like you make your money at your restaurant during the day or your food truck during the day, and then you do meal prep at night. Like you easily, I mean, I've done meal prep for like professional athletes for, you know, a week and have made $2,200. And I'm functioning doing what I love, cooking quality food, you know, for myself. And then so I made $1,500 on Monday, another $750 on Tuesday. I took Wednesday and Thursday to prep, and then Friday I have a wedding. I'm gonna make $2,000. I have Saturday another wedding. I'm gonna make $2,500. Like it adds up quick, and if you're good at it and managing your time, like it's very sustainable.
Yeah. Would you say is all of this can be done when it comes to catering? Can it all be done with a one-man show, or do you need the support and help?
I mean, if you like me and you a bad mother. No. No, honestly, bro, I know I need help right now. I'm functioning at what my highest capacity is right now. And I'm happy that I know what my capacity is, because I don't fumble. Mm-hmm. I don't fumble because I'm like, I know what I'm capable of right now. And this is my highest performing capacity. But like, you definitely, when you get up there, you definitely need people. And it's crazy because like your first person that you hire, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money with this person because you're now only doing it because they only know enough to where you have to still be there.
Yeah.
And you're going to pay them. And yeah, it's going to come out of your pocket. But it's like this young woman that was talking to me that owns a couple different wedding venues. She was like, you don't make money on the second venue that you open. You make money on the third venue and then the fourth venue that you open. Because the second venue, you're still immersed in all of it. Like you are still running the show. And it's only taking care of enough to support the building being open. You make no more money from it. If anything, you lose money. But as time turns over, you have paid off the building, you have solid employees, and now you can step away. And payment doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could be your time back. And so, yeah, and that's why I really haven't taken a step. Cause I'm like, right now I got a good bankroll coming in, man. I got a nice bankroll coming in. I'm gonna hire somebody and start losing money. But I gotta also remember, like, this employee could now get to where they're running things by themselves, and then possibly, taking me away from some things.
Yeah,
I got 50 breakfast burritos to make. I'm gonna show you my process, and now you can take care of that. It's not something pressing. And so, yeah, no, man, definitely, it's a must. It's a must. If you're going to be a extremely successful, there's a successful and extremely successful entrepreneur, then you need other people.
That's one of the biggest things that I noticed, and I think that's where so many people fail in entrepreneurship. One, they believe that once the business starts making money, it's like, all right, I'm good. Mm. I'm good. I'm making money. I'm good. And then they start trying to live this lifestyle that is not sustainable, because the moment you get sick, the moment you can't work, the moment then it's like everything stops.
Yeah,
it all goes away. And to that point that the wedding venue owner made, it's very true. All the money that you make when you're starting to expand your business, it goes right back into the business, bro. Growing this therapy practice that I have here, man, for 3 years.
On that, bro.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. But for so long, bro, having the amount of employees that I have, bro, like I was working like 30 hours a week. All that was going right back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, dog, if I was by myself, which I don't want to be by myself, and I love all my therapists. But if I was by myself, man, you know how, like, I'd be set.
Yep.
Set, bro, set.
I know. But there's always a ceiling on your one-man show. There's always a ceiling on it. Whether if you see it or not, there's always a ceiling. And when you get there, and because what it is, when you're successful, you want more. That's it. Like, you just want more. And then when you hit to the point where you can't get more, you're like, what do I do? And then when you figure out what you got to do, means you're going to lose money again.
You're losing. You're
like, oh, no, it's easy to be like, do I just stay here or do I take a step? And you take a step and then you lose for a little bit. And then you lose for a little bit.
But I wouldn't even call it a lose, though. I would call it more of an investment. You're investing. And that's only if you truly know what you're doing. It's an investment. Like, it's not an investment if you don't know what you're doing and you're pouring money. Because there's some people who pour money and they add on, and then it's like this didn't make any sense. I shouldn't have did this. But if you know what you're doing and you see the systems that you need and you're able to put them in place and invest your money into that, you'll get the return for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the difference between gambling and an investment.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Because people will call an investment and gamble.
When it's a straight up.
Yep.
Like, nah, bro, you was hoping you hit the half court shot. That's all that was.
Yep.
One last thing, man, and then we're going to get you up out of here. How do you balance being a father, being a husband, being an entrepreneur, and then also just being Tay Westberry? How do you balance all of that? Because those are a bunch of different hats that you got to put on.
Yeah. I just check in. I ask my wife, is there more that I can do for you? Can I support you in any way? My daughter, same thing. Can I spend more time with you? Is there something that you need from me? And then myself, I'm like, all right, bro, you've been taking care of everything. You've been running. How are you feeling? What things have you thought about that you haven't took time to really unpack? You know, I mean, I was in therapy with my wife for the first time I've ever been in therapy before, and understood a lot more things about myself. Like, I'll go give myself a nice massage from time to time, bro. Like, if I'm gonna have time to myself at the house, I'm not just gonna sit there on my phone. Like, I'll go and do something that, you know, adds to my plate. Whether if it's, you know, something as simple as like doing the laundry, because like I know it's gonna bless my wife that she doesn't have to do the laundry, and that's gonna make me feel good because my love language is acts of service. I love doing things for other people, and so as my dad would say, I take a checkup from the neck up all the time, making sure the people around me are good, and then making sure that I'm taken care of, man. Asking myself the questions that I necessarily don't want to ask myself, holding myself accountable.
Facts. Accountability is a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Another question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to get you out of here. I promise.
You're going to be pissing Tay off if I'm not home at 10:30.
At 10:30?
Yeah, I told you.
Oh, okay. All right. We ain't going to do
What time is it right now?
It's 10:30.
Oh,
we ain't going to
do.
Yeah, I know. Hey, bro, you just blame me, man. Just blame me.
My phone's dead too, so
blame me. Blame me. Listen,
funny.
What's 1 to 2 things you want to leave the people with, man? Like, when it comes to just growing, developing self, growing, developing business, growing, develop, just overall and in general, like,
have a heart to serve people. Don't think about yourself and what you're doing. Think about how your actions could make somebody else feel, and have a relationship with God. Whether you believe or not, that's my biggest thing. Is I have a relationship with God, bro, and I talk to Him, and I'm like, before I do anything, I literally say, God, if this is your will, whatever I'm doing, let it be, and let me be great at whatever it is, so that I can impact people and bring them back to you. Like, that's my biggest key, my thing that I'll leave you with. I
feel that. Service is the key.
Yeah. Service
is the key. Yes, and we got the greatest example in the Bible.
Yeah.
Bro, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me, man.
Hey, she's your wife calling.
See, I told you! Oh, hey, you gotta answer that.
We're finishing right now. Mm-hmm. We're finishing.
I told you.
Okay.
What's she say? She pissed?
Yep. He's walking out the door right now.
See, I told you, bro.
All right, bye.
You out here getting me in trouble, man.
Bro, you need to get up out of here. What you talking about?
Oh, that's funny. Now I gotta get up out of here.
Yo, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the CYR Podcast. We're gonna get Tay back on the show, man. He got some great things. He's a great dude.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. We out.
Man.
My bad, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.
See you later.